The key. It fell out of the wall when I pulled the loose panel away. The house was old, stone foundation, wood frame, and steep roof lines typical of the hills in northern Slovenia. I had inherited it from an uncle I barely knew, a man who died alone with no children and no close friends. The house sat in a quiet valley near the Austrian border, surrounded by tall pine and the sound of running water you could hear even when you didn't see it. I'd come to sort through what was left. A few pieces of furniture, yellowed books, broken lamps. Most of it would be sold or thrown out. I didn't expect to find anything valuable. Then, while checking for mold near the back wall of the bedroom, I found the loose board, and behind it, a key. It was iron, small enough to fit in the palm of my hand, but heavier than it looked. The teeth were oddly shaped, like a jagged mountain range, and the loop at the end was twisted, not circular. It looked hand-forged, aged, but not rusted. I didn't think much of it at first. Probably to a cellar or some storage shed that had long since collapsed. I put it on the desk and kept working. That night, I couldn't sleep. Not because of the key, not directly, just something about the house. The air felt thick, like someone had forgotten to open the windows for a decade. I lay in the old bed, staring at the ceiling, trying to ignore the creaks in the floorboards and the occasional thump I told myself was pine cones hitting the roof. Around 3 a.m., I heard metal clink against wood. I got up, walked down the hall. The key had fallen from the desk. Or maybe it had been moved. It now lay in the center of the floor, glinting faintly in the moonlight. I picked it up. My fingers tingled. And suddenly, I knew. What it opened, not a room, not a door. A place. The knowledge didn't come in words. It came like a memory I'd never made. Clear, vivid, and absolute. A stone hatch beneath the kitchen floor. I hadn't seen anything like that earlier, but I went to look, moved the small table, pulled up the rug, and there it was. A square outline in the wood, barely visible, with a small iron ring set flush to the surface. It hadn't been there before. I unlocked it with the key. It didn't resist. The door opened with a hiss of air that smelled like soil and old paper. A narrow staircase descended into the dark. I didn't want to go down, but I couldn't stop myself. The stone steps were dry and clean, the walls tight, lined with smooth rock. At the bottom, a wooden door stood in the center of a wall, framed by iron bolts. No markings, no handle, only a keyhole. I inserted the key again. It turned. The door creaked inward, and I knew, immediately, that I shouldn't have opened it. The room beyond was wrong, too quiet, too cold, and empty, except for something in the far corner, a bundle covered in dark cloth, unmoving. I didn't go in. I couldn't. I turned to leave. The key slipped from my hand, landed on the stone floor with a clang. The sound echoed too long. I picked it up and ran, up the stairs, through the hatch, back into the kitchen. I slammed the floor shut behind me, but it didn't close fully. The gap remained. Only a sliver, but enough. I tried forcing it down. No luck. I weighted it with furniture, books, my own body. Nothing worked, and the knowledge returned. Only the one who opened it can close it. I thought maybe I was imagining things. Maybe it was exhaustion, stress, the house playing tricks. I left the next day, stayed at a nearby guest house, tried to forget. But the key came with me. No matter where I put it, pocket, drawer, suitcase, it always found its way to the center of the room by morning. And every night, I dreamed of the door, not closed, not open, wider. Each dream, the gap grew, and something moved inside, never clearly, just shifting, breathing, waiting. I tried to return the key to the wall, sealed the panel back up, even nailed it in place. The next day, it was on the bed beside me. Last night, I went back. I had to. The hatch was wide open now, the stairs visible, the air colder. The door below was ajar. I walked down with the key clenched tight in my hand. The room was darker than before. The cloth bundle was gone. But something was in the corner, facing away, hunched, breathing. It didn't move when I stepped in, didn't turn, but I felt it watching me. From inside, I stepped backward, key raised, and the door behind me slammed shut. No handle on this side, just stone. I don't remember how I got out. I woke up in the kitchen, key in my hand, hatch closed. But this morning, the floorboards were warm, like something had been pressing against them from beneath. And the key is different now, heavier, the teeth sharper. And I know, if I don't close that door soon, it will open on its own. But I also know this. To close it, I have to go inside, all the way, and lock it behind me,